Ollie was called to help out with a police case. There had been a break-in at this house. Somebody had broken in, stolen a whole bunch of stuff. Some money was stolen, some jewelry, a guitar, a whole bunch of different stuff. Probably $10, $15, maybe even $20,000 worth of stuff was stolen from this house. It was a big, very effective theft. I called Ollie in because they were having a lot of trouble finding any clues. So Ollie arrived on the scene and came through the gate. One of the things he noticed as he came up to the front door was that there was a pair of blue rubber gloves there at the, like near the front door. And there was a little evidence, thing over it. So I figured they must be the gloves that the perp had used. He came in, and there was the officer that had called him in. 1 second, sorry. That's fine. And I said, all right, so what's going on? So I guess, well, I told you about how much was stolen and some of the stuff that was stolen in the phone call. And we're just striking out. We've tried all kinds of different stuff for fingerprints, and we just can't find any fingerprints anywhere. And no other clues. I don't know, this guy or this girl, or whoever took it, whoever did this burglary must have been a real pro. Oh, I said, well, they had to have messed up somewhere. So why don't you walk me through where you've done fingerprints, and I'll see if I can figure out anywhere I've missed. I said, all right, well, we did all the doorknobs, did the countertop, went through all the areas where something was taken, like the drawer where the jewelry was in, or the safe where the money was in. So they got into a safe? I said, yeah, they kind of got into a safe, except the safe wasn't actually locked. It was just sort of hidden, but unlocked. We even checked the bathroom, but I mean, it looks like, and we saw the gloves outside probably. So it looks like the guy, whoever it was, used gloves. And so I don't think we're going to find any fingerprints, and we're just sort of striking out on other ideas. I says, and I assume you already checked the gloves for, I said, yeah, no, you couldn't get any fingerprints off the gloves themselves. I said, all right, let me think here, What other clues could we have? I looked around, said, so we think that the person came in through the front door. How did they know that no one was here? The officer said, well, we're not quite sure about that. They were on a weekend trip. So they weren't here, but we're not sure how this person knew. I mean, they could have just been watching because they packed up a bunch of stuff in their car before they drove off. This is when they came back at the end of the weekend, on Sunday night, that they realized that they'd been broken into. This was Monday morning that all this was happening. So probably what happened is, someone was watching them, saw them packing all the stuff up, or even if they just happened to be wandering by and saw this, a couple in this nice house, family in this nice house, packing up for a weekend trip, and they figured they'd come back the next day and get what they could get. And looks like they picked locks. You can see some of the scratch marks. So that's how they got in. But no real clues there, because it's, just general tool marks. There isn't anything that we could, match back to a certain lock picking set or anything like that. I said, yeah, that's pretty standard stuff. Yeah. I said, wait a second. Hold on 1 second. I ran outside and grabbed a piece of police evidence tape as he went. I said, what? What's wrong? He ran outside and he put police evidence stick all around the gate. I said, the gate? The gate? Did you fingerprint the gate? I said, no. Oh, you're right. I said, yeah, if the gloves were here, then they probably didn't put their gloves on until they got to the house. And if they took their gloves off there, then they would have probably touched the gate to open the gate. Oh, you're brilliant. I started dusting the gate for fingerprints. They found a bunch of fingerprints on there. They found one set belonging to the chief detective. They found the homeowners. There were a couple, and then there were 4 other sets. So I went to ask the homeowners, okay, so who else would you expect to come through that gate other than you and your family? I said, well, let's see. There's the yard guys, but they wear their yard gloves pretty much the whole time, so I wouldn't expect it to be them. There is, yeah, the neighbor kid, Johnny. He comes by a lot, and he comes through the gate usually. It could be him. And I'm trying to think who else has been here recently. Well, my uncle. My uncle came to visit us a couple days before we went on our trip. So it could be his. And, gosh, that's all I can think of. All right, if you can get a hold of your uncle and a hold of the neighbor kid, we're going to need to get fingerprint samples from them to see if they match. The neighbor kid was easy to get. The uncle was easy to get. So within an hour, they had both of those fingerprints, and those didn't indeed match 2 of the sets of fingerprints, but there was still 2 more. So Ollie and the police detective set up the fingerprints on the forms needed, and they put them into the FBI system. So it'll take about 45 minutes to get a result, if there is a result. And see what else we can find in the meantime. So all I decided, one thing he's had some luck with in the past was boot prints. So I started looking around very carefully for faint boot prints. I looked around and around. The problem was it hadn't been a rainy day. So there weren't any like big muddy patches or anything like that. I looked. I thought I saw something in the corner. There's a spot where there's some coffee spilled. If you squinted, it kind of looked like a boot pattern in the coffee spill, the coffee ground spill. So I went over and got a closer look, and yeah, he was pretty sure. So he took some photos and asked about the coffee spill. I said, oh yeah, I spilled that on my way out. Camping, I just didn't feel like getting out the broom and cleaning it back up. So yeah, I guess I would have been here all weekend. So quickly, I took more photographs and took some measurements, put it into a calculator that he had online, and said, all right, this is a size 11 boot. And they looked around a few more things and didn't really find a whole lot. And then they got the results back to the fingerprint. Police detective came running in and said, Ollie, we've got 2 matches. 2 people in the FBI database had their fingerprints on that gate. I said, that's great. What else do we know about them? Well, here's their files. And the guy opened this computer and had these 2 files open. They did some searching around. Said, all right, wait a second. The homeowner said, I recognize that guy. That guy's one of my lawn crew. Yeah, no, I mean, I guess it could still be him, but he would have a reasonable reason to have his hand on the gate because, you know, he'd be here working on the lawn. I said, all right, then this last person is our best bet. We'll still question the lawn guy, but I bet it's this person. So they went to that person's house. They actually lived kind of nearby. I said, hey, please, we need to ask you some questions. Said, go away. I said, yeah, no, that's fair, but I've got some pretty worrying stuff at a house nearby, and we could probably be more lenient if you just cooperate. I said, fine, what do you want? He opened the door. And all I could see right away that it wasn't the right guy. Because he had tiny, tiny feet. He said, we found your fingerprints at this house. Can you explain why you would have been there? And I said, and what size are your shoes? The guy's confused. He's like, okay, wait, hold on. Who am I answering here? Police just said, this is Ollie. He's working with us. You can answer his question, which should be simple, and then I can answer mine. Like I said, all right, that's weird. Yeah, I mean, I wear a size 8.5 shoe. And yeah, I was over at that house. I deliver packages. It's kind of on the down low because they don't love to have an ex-con like me delivering packages, but I do it as a contractor. I've built up a good reputation. The money's pretty good, for me anyway. And so, I don't really need to pull jobs anymore. I'm trying to go straight. I know that delivering packages isn't going to get me all the way there, but it's getting me there for now. All right, we need you to stay in town. That's a decent alibi, decent explanation. And I assume you have delivery records to back that up. I said, yeah, I can send you those. Here, I'm sending those right now. What's your email address? And they gave me the email address and sent the delivery records. So as they left, I said, it's got to be the long guy. It's the only way. So they went to the long guy's house. They opened the door. I said, hey, what size are your shoes? He said, shoes? Size 11? And that's when Ollie noticed on the table behind him there were jewels and money. Ollie nudged the detective and pointed him the way. And the guy said, hey, you can't just be looking in my house like that. You need a warrant. No, she said, not anymore, I don't. I've got probable cause. You've got stolen items right on your kitchen table. I said, you gotta get out. You trespassing on my property. You gotta go. I said, sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to step aside. This is probable cause now. You've got items matching the stolen items sitting on your kitchen counter. You're almost certainly gonna get arrested now. So we can do this the easy way or the hard way. He said, fine, the easy way, come on in. And they looked, and everything matched exactly. I said, all right, here's the deal. You can confess, and we'll probably be able to go easy on you. I said, I'm no sucker. You can go ahead and arrest me. I'll get my lawyer. We'll work through it the normal way. You know that I've been here before. So they arrested him. They got the stuff back. And yeah, I mean, he did it. He got caught. He went to jail. And that is the case of Ollie and, I don't know, the burglary.